So little things that Wolves are definitely
Okay, Sentinels on defense and Wolves on attack. 1-1 at the moment for pistols. We got nothing too crazy.
On this map. Last we saw SEN against MIBR in Americas in that upper final, but just pivoted back to the Rays, which is, I mean, a vintage Zekken agent as well.
Absolutely. No early Rebel fight here for SEN. Very passively here on the A side of the map with a drift over the stairs by Narrate.
Dude, Omen Flash for Omen Flash, yeah, and they've already been wrecked by the Vice Wall. Vice Wall locked him into an Omen Flash, and he's just out here in the open. It's a bit of a misstep.
Where Zekken will be waiting, paint shelled in hand. Early encounter at C as well. Wolves testing every avenue.
So
honestly, the Vice should absolutely wreck Wolves.
Just solo walks into B and is going to get the spike down. All right, cool. Spring with that Sheriff, getting some damage done through the dark cover, spamming away. Triple players stack up from SEN, trying to get through Baby.
He's alone. Lysor is still alone right now.
All the timing.
Not able to get away from that. C is going to be thrown in. Lysor at 2, finds at least 1. Narrate, a tap on the spike here. Door opening up. Prowler to herald the arrival of Wolves as they try and stop this retake. But SEN, hard hitting. They spring out of the open and out of luck.
Very, very nice on this one. 2-1 on the pistols. As soon as Juicy messes up, it's really rough. You see him already pinging, talking about the wall here.
Knows he can get a free plant, but no one's really in position to take any further positioning.
Spring threw up a Viper wall.
We'll probably see the POV of it now.
Get into Baby Door for a 3v1 against Lysor to start that retake.
Yeah, unfortunately, just due to where all the players were and the importance of taking further space towards defenders spawn after getting the spike down on B and C especially, they're just not able to do that because all of the Wolves players are spread across the map. They can only get back to B main and spam, and at a disadvantage. They're just never going to win that. Wolves are going for the force right now. Juicy has the Bucky.
Maybe looking for a more close quarters context.
Bucky, triple stinger, Sheriff.
Double satchel.
Yep, here we go. Juicy coming on in. Narrate has to
it's another round where the Vice util just completely wrecks him. It's twice now where the Vice utils just completely on Juicy. They gotta slow default feel out more instead of the insta-sends. It's just not gonna end well for them. They're either going into a stack or they're gonna go into the Vice util.
Juicy doesn't end up in situations like that. We know he's going to be double satcheling in deep, but if the rest of the team are cut off by the shear, he's going to get cooked every single time, like we just saw.
Eyes towards Baby Door now for Wolves. Narrate. About to have some visitors. It's a 1-for-1. Spike recovered, of course. Sufat now needs to make a decision.
Pressure. I mean, probably means he can walk into B.
Still fancy B for a moment.
And Zelsa's insta-cleared that.
Zelsa's caught a timing on Spring, and now Sufat's got no choice but to go towards the B side, where Zekken will be lying in wait.
30 seconds left.
Again, unfortunately for Wolves, the players are just so separated from each other on individual missions. And this, what looked like attempt to be the Stinger rush onto the B site was ultimately just denied by the Sentinel utility, and from there things have slowly collapsed.
10 seconds
while you're left alone, surely going to be going down to Zekken here, closing out the round.
I think this is going to be insanely rough with how these 2 rounds are gone.
To get to 3 here now against Wolves early. Get a nice little lead on their own map pick. I like what Kaplan said. It was interesting to hear. And then just on that map,
they got to slow default way more against this. They got to just find the wall out, make sure they can set it off without committing so hard.
Because Wolves made that force in round number 2, they've really got so little to work with, and this for SEN is
D-Hay, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. On this defense side.
Of course, that Outlaw still going to be getting value for Zekken as he pushes up and gets space on Rubble with the rest of the team. Wolves are triple-faced on B, hoping that someone from Sentinels will decide to go for it.
Are they doing the live draw today? Yeah, live draw is at the end of Genji and Mabia.
Taking it slow, hoping to collect some orbs. I mean, back in the meta of Lotus, when these comps pretty much ran for an entire year, the game was really...
Force last round, yeah. Force last round didn't do too much with it. Did a disorganized B hit.
Wolves get the sheer wall. It'll be about 6 to 7 seconds before they can circle back to C. That does seem to be the plan, though. Or slowly extract themselves. Fighting for Rubble might be a dangerous proposition for them, but Narrate is the one with the ghost.
you.
Perhaps an easier target to knock down. Confirms that there's at least one player still here.
Yeah, and all that's happening really is he's just acting big.
Just ready to send out the
Oh, nice
paranoia
shot.
off contact.
Oh,
What?
nice shots. What the?
No way. There's
Dude, this
just
guy's
no way.
incredible
That
in
shouldn't
attack.
be happening.
This guy's unbelievable in attack, man.
Now it's going to be on second. A little bit awkward. Outlaw with a ton of targets to find. And Juicy trying to get across.
Together.
With a blast pack. That's two. He'll fall off the line now. Paint shells to follow up.
Out of charges.
Peaks with the classic. He's bought enough space, though, at least for Sen to get the reinforcements in place, and so they do.
Sufa is so far away right now. He's in B, having to go through B door. Spring's
It's
gonna
still a
need
good plan
to
for
do
them,
even
though.
more work
I'm
with his
surprised he goes
Sheriff.
this way with this plant, but
It
maybe...
feels wrong that the ask is on him to do more in this round.
Sufat is here. Sentinels now going to make this push up, likely a double swing. John in second here on this line. Celsius with his back to Spring's position.
Shot, man.
Head clean
Go on,
off.
bro. Let's see
Now
it.
two left. Second
It's
finally
unlucky.
shuts down the rampaging
Ooh.
Spring.
I'll find you. Still
But up Spring comes Summer, and Sufat's about to make it hot and heavy.
satchel out.
Ooh. Ooh.
Backs away, no time.
Time.
Plays it like
Damn,
an
nicely
absolute
done, bro.
champion. That is nuts.
That's
Around.
nuts from
You have any
Spring.
business winning?
That feels impossible and
Yeah, he hit
should
some
be
great
impossible.
shots.
How is that double setup from Sen towards Rubble dismantled? There's no util for Wolves to get out aside from using the wall to get forward. Sees what a
Ooh.
shot! And the crosshair placement
Dude, that
from
first
Bang,
one's really
who throws
really
out the
nice.
dark cover, throws out the paranoia. There's just no way.
One enemy remaining.
And then after that, Spring, could you actually do some more for us? Could you get another kill?
Sufat plays for time.
Come on.
Expertly in that moment. The second's got no choice but to run at him.
Wow, look at this.
1, 2,
Read on
3,
the economy from
4,
Spring. Outlaw.
My ult is ready.
5.
5 one-shottable targets. Everyone from Sen on lighter regen.
Sen know they've given that weapon over, though. They know they need to play around it. 0 peaks off the seaside here.
Sinners, thank you so much for the 25 months, dude. Appreciate
Stop
that.
getting all of the
Dude,
space
deep
towards
fade out
mound
for,
and drawing a bit of attention from
The Sentinels on this one. After seeing this, you might think there's only one person holding over towards A.
Wants to go for some spam in case they are actually
Second is his
trying to
ult.
make it into B main
It's a
at
very
the
important
moment.
round for them, money-wise. I mean, everyone.
Down to the minute mark in the round. Still nothing drawn out by Sentinels. Nothing really for Spring to look at with this Outlaw.
And this is Sufa just on a solo effort to keep the attention here. He's doing everything. He's throwing prowlers. He's opening the door. He's getting the orb. And there are 3 players mostly drifted towards that area of the map. It's going to be an A reclear again. Can
Is Vice Fiber on all
right the
maps? Pretty
wrongs
much.
from that prior round.
Maybe
Narrate
maybe
didn't have
not.
to show himself
Well,
there either. It was awkward, but Narrate last
you could make
time
it
they were
work on
here
like
can only
split
go
and
ghost
other
this
stuff,
time, they're
but
after the
majority of the
team.
time you need to have like a Vice or sorry,
Might use that
a Cypher or
shield wall out, but the fight's
Viper.
definitely happening over towards Rubble. Send back up on it though. 25 seconds left in the round. Wolves have
Vice
to make
is
a
really
decision.
good.
Oh, they
20
aren't.
seconds.
They're
Call is to go over
too
towards B
indecisive. They're going
with a
back
one-person
towards
fake on B and a
Down.
one-person
They're
doing
in
a bit of pressure over
two-on-one
towards
with
A.
15 seconds
Good
left,
luck.
and the
Let's see
round
what
is just
Celsius
over.
can
They've got
do.
no tools, they've got
15
no entry
seconds.
on
They're
the
not even
side.
through the
They can't even
choke
get
yet.
past
They're
the
trying to
doors
run
of
into
their
B.
now. They're
10
trying to get into B.
seconds.
This is mad.
My
Okay,
goodness.
7 seconds left and they're going to go for it.
The
Snake
great
bite off
molly.
the ground.
Oh
Light
my
side
god,
knows
that's
he's
a
gonna lose
sick
back in
molly,
his
dude.
head.
10 seconds to towards the floor.
Brings the house down
Oh
all
boy,
around.
this was so
What a
rough,
bizarre
man.
round. And Wolves
This was
bleed the
so,
clock a
so
little
rough to
too
watch on the
much.
minimap.
The indecision is their enemy there. You have Sufa making that tons of noise over towards C. in the
Timeout after
mid-round.
this guy, I can't
But
blame
Wolves,
him.
after losing Juicy on this entry towards A, they
That's
just
a great smoke.
did not want to commit through the dark cover.
That was awesome. Dude, that
Actually going
that
to be an
molly
early
from John
timeout
is
called
sick.
right now by Coach Fade, and I am not mad at that. We, in fact, saw at the end of Split, it was his second timeout that got Wolves back in the game. That is when they started to put together some defensive rounds. He gave them the right adjustments to make.
We just take stock of things here. Because that's a round that Wolves, they win a ridiculous round.
Molly, yeah,
in round
molly
number
was
3.
so good.
They come out with an Outlaw. Sentinels are all half-armored, all regen shields. Right? They do not have the ability to tank one of those Outlaw hits. And they just give Wolves nothing. Not a thing. Play so safe, and it's eventually that swing on Rubble that
Dash
gets Sen with
Cop,
the advantage.
right? Is that how I say this? With the Prime? Thank you so
No
much, dude.
idea where to
Appreciate
go.
that.
And look, one of the issues there is the fact that because it is Sufa making all the noise towards C, they don't actually have any of that initiator utility to get out on A. You don't have a Prowler that can go clear Rubble to get on
It
to
reminds
Bang.
me of the old MIBR solo Skylark on Sunset.
That's
you
why I
know?
don't even know what that means, mate. I won't be able to tell you
I
what
mean,
sport that
accurate,
is.
but-
Using your initiator to try and sell a fake, though, a lot of that util can be really valuable to gain real map
You
control.
can just see, yeah, because then after Juicy goes down, they're like, we can't really get out of the smoke, can we?
There's two Razorvines on
Yeah,
scene. They have
everyone
no
with
raise, so they're
the
never gonna get on that
regen
side.
armor again.
Ugly stuff.
I'm really worried for Wolves on this. I'm not sure they're going to get many rounds.
Many ultimates. Sen expending some to win one of those prior rounds. So when we get to Wolves' full buy, can certainly be the linchpin of a win there. Here, they're hoping it's just going to be one of these two hero rifles.
One up FPS. Thanks so much for the prime, dude. Appreciate
John
that.
playing a bit further forward this time around. Knows that Wolves are obviously less
Vice Wall
cashed
gets
up
changed
this
up
time
again.
around.
This is the most important bit of util for
See a lot
them.
of heads though, and
Ooh,
Juicy
nice
Man,
shot.
he is clean with it. His Sheriff's claims the
That
first.
dude knows he's locked in. Together. Together.
They can't quite get purchased on him.
Dude, I could see that a mile off that they weren't going to go together here.
Zekin's going to be here. Spray down's a bit wayward, and Lysol's
nade.
gotten in onto the seaside now.
It is a good nade. It completely bounced wrong. A lot of damage done. They might be able to get a plant. Keep an eye on Bang going on the flank on this one.
Spike down just yet. Narrate has a fair amount of initiator utility to use to get back in, and Bang is on a long flank right now. Will Wolves expect it?
YU checks for it, but can't beat Bang. Paranoia comes in, Lysor and Spring forced to just double up at the bottom of the seaside. Bang must have spotted them there with a shoulder peek.
Bang's playing this great.
Perhaps not, as still eyes are looking towards the bend. There's Spring, just sees a head pop up. That's stunning stuff. Eventually, though, taken down. It's Lysor with less than 50 health to play. Time is of the essence.
Bang played that really well.
Fully cognizant. They'll have themselves
Really
their
well.
fourth
It was nice
round.
done from him.
Credit to Bang there.
Ended up in an
Able to
okay
win
round
on
for
the
Wolves.
flank.
And
That
they
is
hit a shot.
the highest
This one really
impact
opened up.
in that situation you could possibly find. Then you have the other two players being encircled from multiple different angles.
Look at a brute force solution.
Remaining.
to try
Bang,
and get
yeah, he was
Zelsis out of that
super
corner.
calm
I mean,
here.
I'm not mad at them fighting it. It's just
Like
that they
he
didn't really
knew
fight
after he got
together.
that
They
first
both
kill
kind
that
of
like he's not
got
the
out
guy
of the
that
spray.
plays.
They might have just gotten that kill.
Like the amount of pressure that he's creating just by staying alive is the one source and touch.
Zelsis getting that one was pivotal as well.
Zekin is 8-1.
Odin comes out as well.
Nice
Oh,
day
man.
comparison to his start of his split game.
I think this is like a 9 or something,
Running
chat.
back on the raise after all this time.
We really have not been getting much of the Zekin raise, if at all, this year, but that is his, or was his go-to agent. That's what he was known for, the flex raise play. Here comes Juice and fast into the side. That's a dodge. The arc road shut down.
Straight into the Razorvine as well.
Nice
Zelsis
kill
now
over
wants to
towards
assume
B
some
though.
more control, but he's likely hoped this TP forward by Lysor.
Celsius gets another kill. He
Ready
gets
for
his
the
ult.
retake.
And in the meantime, YU did actually find a kill with one of the players from Sen on the cross towards B. Bang teleporting over to assist this lockdown.
Killjoy
is
ult
going
to
to
give
keep
them the
Sentinels
plant.
team at
Like, do
bay.
they actually
Surely.
go for a good plant? Because with this ult, you do have an
Wolves are free
opportunity
plant
to get this
And
plant
look
as
at
long as
how
you
much
spam over
Wolves
towards
covers.
heaven.
Wolves also pinging the one gap in that. Oh, John,
Oh,
that is
God.
stunning. Gets detained, but there's no chance for
That
Wolves
was
to follow
sick
up
by
on this.
John though. How's he done that?
Spam down through the smoke, finds another one. Here's the nightfall down from the attack side. Wolves want to try and assume as much control of C as they can. They've even committed a Viper's Pit to that effect.
Yeah, this round is must win. They have to send it all. YU spam kill.
Timing's up. Oh, God. Poor Bang, bro. He ate that one at the back.
Gone. YU and Sufat in this corner. Zelsis and Narrate do not have the util to clear them from this. They're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Good little setup back
Down
to
through the
Saint.
corner, Zelsis exposed himself to Sufat on the tight angle, and Narrate does not have the health to bail
Very
Sentinels
nice, man. Okay.
out. A hard forward, long sword after
Yeah,
second
and
round here for Wolves.
Sentinels, if they
committed
lose this,
all
they got no
needed
money.
to. Must win round, excuse me, and they are able to take that down.
Who died over towards B
Spring
for
just
Sentinels?
somehow connects a miracle shot on the second
Oh,
player
second. That was a good shot.
through the pit in that final situation.
These three
Good
ults,
usage
yeah.
of their ultimates,
You can't really
no doubt.
repeat this.
YU was crucial on that round too. Early, pretty standard for, you know, your Sentinel position. They're going to be taking a timing on B, waiting in main to hear those footsteps on the cross for someone trying to get over to Waterfall towards C.
Oh, some kind of
We'll
tech
take a
balls.
peek and
My
win
guy's
the
PC's
duel
not
there.
working.
That's
Can't even
just
buy
always on
armor.
your mind when you're a defender and you need to get over to that site.
Want to be buying armor when you got that
All right,
ult.
we have a mild audio issue down here on the stage. So that one will be rectified pretty quickly as headsets are already being replaced. We get Wolves, they spend pretty big in that round, right? Get those ultimates in play, they make use of them correctly. It's a lockdown that John disrespects. He's playing in halls, he just spams down through that smoke, he's able to find one. But Sentinels are not aware that Sufat's tucked there on bend, right on that spike location. And they're
just didn't have the utility to dig any of those Wolves players out of position. So very textbook, hit on towards the C side with that raise, double satchel initiator. Now though, without some of those key
Wolves are the tech pause team. Dude, I think Sentinels are the tech pause team. Well, when we were watching Americas, I swear Bang's PC would have an issue every single game.
Look, I'm certainly looking to Wolves to maybe go for
If anyone's getting the blame, it's Sentinels in this one.
Your Omen uses from the shadows to get behind the defensive team, and then you send it out.
I mean, I know he didn't do it, Bacan. I didn't see it. So yeah, I guess so.
Pretty common ult execute on this map.
Lysor is not above a cheeky little TP.
Chat, big round. Big round.
So turret here.
3 people from each team. We've got Vice wall over towards C. It's the utility we need to look out for. Smoke goes out, Prowler goes in, everything they cleared apart from box. Clear. Spam the box. And Sentinels every single time, again, just trying to make sure that they can't re-clear over towards A.
Double up from Merit and Bang to take rubble control. And to be fair, it has kept Spring at bay. He hasn't had opportunities to be able to lurk up off of his wall, which feels very un-Spring-like. I mean, on split, he was taking the fight to them all the time. Here's that showstopper.
Ah, dude, this Vice Util. This Vice Util absolutely wrecked him.
Did come up, and that's a speculative showstopper that ends up finding nothing. All the Util cleared from the C side, though. It looks like Wolves want to double back, Wyatt.
Yeah, they certainly
this is probably why Yoru is going to just stop being a must, I think. Just because the Vice looks so strong. You don't play the Yoru. Clone is just so good against it.
Vacant of SEN players, but they are ready to flood back in.
Like the Vice impact is just insane. Keep an eye on the... Ooh, I was going to say, keep an eye on the luck. Prowler just goes out, spots it. They go fast with this one. Vice goes in, hits 2 on site.
Lysor left here on the C side, the last remaining Wolves player.
Jesus, just got out of there. He's going to try cancel it or something. Dude, he's miles away. I think they can just stick this. They can just stick this. Oh, this is a rough run from Wolves here, really. Yeah, this was rough.
It's just disaster for Wolves. They have to all
only had
into
2
Mound
over
after the
towards
Steel
site.
Garden is used and the spike just isn't planted for them.
And one of them bailed because of the ult. Both got hit by Vice anyway.
Effortless retake for Sentinels.
Tries to get out.
I mean, what can they do after this situation? Legitimately nothing. It's just over. It is just over for them.
Looked odd, but I think Wolves probably realized there was no reasonable way to get back in, so wagering those remaining rifles.
Did they even manage to get John to get the defuse so got the ult on this?
This time SEN actually aren't playing forward. They've got Bang back in tree.
4 rifles right now for Wolves.
Bang is...
Spring just on the pistol, though,
Bang is on an island, though.
The timing of this paranoia, Wyatt.
Wall goes up, punish over towards here. Omen Flash goes in, doesn't hit anyone.
Oh, it's second getting caught
Dude, this was not a good...
doesn't have much to see here, and Bang's gonna watch his left side. No!
This was not good, though, right? I would have to watch it again, but I felt like I had no util here. No, it was a really bad punish of A. I felt like we were missing some util.
Ready with the crosshairs on those angles.
I was watching it and just thinking like, sure, we Omen Flash here.
John is able to go crazy in that 1v4, but he can't. Is shut down by Spring.
I don't know where they thought they were.
He had 2 pistols, maybe even classics in that kind of round. And it was
rough,
one of the rounds where SEN opted not to play forward on Rubble. They didn't have Bang TPing forward at the start of the round and having Narrate watch that live. They opted instead to try and play off a paranoia. Everything kind of went wrong for them in second.
Yeah, they had a nade for it.
On that orb, and the rest of the players just tried to spill through the fight together, but Sufa hits.
Then it was like... It was like Omen Flash goes over towards here. 2 seconds later, nade over towards here, so everyone's swinging out into the open where the Omen Flash should be. Look at the timing's just really off on the Omen Flash.
Right back in the game, potentially tie things up, break their eco right here.
And the C's, yeah, I think the C's must.
So he actually at least consider giving up that Rubble position. We're going to B variation though this time from Wolves. But some of this Vice util is here.
Okay, so we got a lock over towards C on this one. That's a nice opening kill. What's the money at? Dude, money's low on this. Wolves can actually win this round. They get a really good half considering their comp against this comp.
We're going to go back towards C here. Seconds departed. Obviously
It's
very
rough.
early in the round.
It does probably enable the luck though, but Insta-ult goes down, Bang takes a lot of space. Pretty much cleared the whole of site at the moment. It's a great Prowler on this as well.
Sulfat now gives his position away. Enough noise to wake the dead, and Narrate's going to turn around with the Odin. Look to try and spray him out of the game, and this is awkward timing.
That after punch is so rough.
Wolves here with a great opener. SEN able to convert on a 4v5 after Zekken falls.
Great opener, essentially a free plant. They have the idea, which is the right idea, of when you're getting the spike down on this map, you have to go take more forward space on B, but they just don't do it together.
I mean, that's a great shot.
Too quick to face here.
Yeah, that's the classic though.
There's no trade coming through. Spring is trying to get forward, but he's alone, caught before the dark cover drops. Right idea, wrong execution from Wolves, and some frustration on the face of Fade as things are getting a bit out of control on Sentinels map pick, especially for the defensive side. And when you're talking about
it's so unlucky, man. They just needed like one of these rounds to just break the econ. And then it turns into a pretty good half from them. But.
And that's why SEN getting to 6 is a huge deal. Orb taken by Sulfat now gets his Nightfall online. Once again, Zekken wants to take an early challenge, but looks like that's been denied.
More discipline. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what we speak about when we look at some of the Chinese teams. There is just a big discipline diff from like the tier 1 Chinese teams to the other regions at the moment. Oh, that's nice pathing on this though.
All too easily.
Nice shot.
A nice little tap from John. Happy to challenge.
Spike falls over towards the back.
On the retreat. Posted up to try and ensure the Wolves don't push any further. Lysor, danger for a moment, and it's just getting grabbed through by Bang.
Jesus, bro, the double here as well. That's nuts.
Spring's able to recover the spike, but what opportunity, they're going to have to plant it. He tries to surge ahead, draws Zekken out of position. Might be a high-low swing, but Zekken tucks. He's not going to give them a free kill here. Wolves are the ones that have to wager something. And Spring has got some work to do.
Mate, give me the Bang POV. How?
A little bit whimsical too with the double satchel in.
There might have been a tether during this, but I think it was spam. Oh, just left, right.
With the Vandal that is spotted out.
And at this point, Zekken just doesn't give them a freebie. Until this point, breaks that crosshair placement. Spring overwhelmed.
Hey, gave a cheeky one at the end there.
And that is 7 defense side rounds for Sentinels. There's no way of framing this other than they're at a massive, massive advantage on this map.
They're just reckoning.
That outlaw for another round in this map on an anti-eco.
Look at Spring.
Everyone can get one shot, obviously. Chulo, thank you for the prime, and IG Blue with the prime also, thank you for that.
To push up on B, by the way.
That's gotten him his showstopper. Just in case SEN wanted another advantage to close out this half.
Oh, man. Spring's at 6, by the way. Far too much spam for Wolves to deal with. SEN are holding all the cards. A double swing here. They'll try it, but Bang almost had the correction.
Where's his bullets gone?
Spring at 6 wants a rifle. He'll have it stripped from his hands momentarily.
Whoa, where's the molly gone? What's that hit?
Just the delayed drop. I like that. 8 rounds for Sentinels, last of the half. Showstopper earned by Zekken. It's looking grim for Wolves fans.
Gotta say, the just existence of the Vice utility on this map has
Zekken gets
really
his op out, he's got his ult as well.
And it's, I think, highlighted some of the issues that they've had as a team, where it's disconnected them on the executes to too great of an extent on multiple site attempts.
Are they shooting back?
All right, Wolves, last chance to get a desperately needed round win on what is typically the favored side on this map.
And this is that more passive A-side variation.
Spring can get a
nobody heading up.
Spring can get an orb. He gets his ult on this one.
The operator towards C. I'm going to assume there's probably
like one of their nicer defaults at the moment. They actually have like good amount of space. About to go take over towards C.
Actually 4 weapons if he needs to use all of them.
Here's Gilgamesh. And that's why he's down at 1,600. Of course you spend up here. And with that Vice util that you referenced earlier is definitely going to be an issue at C. Popped here early. So you saw the Nano Swarm used by YU. Try and draw it out. Oh man, that is a long shot. He even tanks the Prowler in order to take it.
Second might likely give up some rooms. Juicy has his own showstopper, so he clears the room at B. This is Wolves tipping their hand.
This will get enough space for Lyser to get the
Yeah,
plant
and
down
they got
right
great
now
ults to
safely.
retake.
Spring on this lurk through A. Narrate is ready. He has eyes on the smoke. Can Spring actually catch a timing right now? He hears them running away. It's going to be time for him to hit the go button.
Big nade.
Buy more time now. This is gonna force Sentinels back a little longer. Okay, Juicy tapped down a little bit. Oh, 56!
Whoa,
Sorry,
it went underneath him.
Spring
Log
tries
got,
to get
dude,
active
Spring
enough,
got
but
nothing
Lysol
for his
down to
log.
one.
Lysol's on 1 HP.
And it's a
Well,
disastrous
instead it
attack
looked like they were going to get
side
9. We
Wolves.
got it spot on.
Not nearly enough rounds earned here to give them any sense of confidence.
There's a couple of rounds
They
where
were
if they got their
dictating
afterplan
the pace
sorted
of
a
the
little
game
bit
on
better,
Split
they
this
might have
time,
been able
though.
to like get
They were taking
6,
orders from
I guess.
Sentinels.
I just don't have that explosivity right now on Lotus that they had when we were back on Split.
12T, thanks so much for the prime, dude.
Sentinels
Appreciate the
looking
15 months.
right
Thank you,
now
thank
on
you.
their own pick.
Second takes that Prowler, knows he has the shot. Juicy clears B with a showstopper, but can't do much else with it.
Narrate, once he got that Odin online, he was so oppressive. Second even getting the kill with the off there, was taking advantage of the outlaw on the proper rounds. SEN really doing everything right. Wolves with no answers, couldn't deal with the Vice.
Classic comp, classic performance from Sentinels. Can Wolves get back in the game after the break?
Feel bad for Prius.
Hey,
Walk to the
everyone
round.
make some noise because we got Alexis
Fine.
over here.
Never feel bad for Prius.
Alexis,
Could there be a plat
What
chat?
are
They
you
might be
up to
they
here,
might be
you
doing
know?
something over there.
how you been?
I've been really good. We've been doing duo workshops for the Valorant University, and now I'm just here watching the games.
Are you enjoying the venue and the vibes? I mean, I saw a lot of fans walking up to you asking you for selfies.
I love the vibes. The venue's insane. I love Artist Alley, where I can buy little trinkets. I've bought so many little trinkets.
But she said,
All
this
right,
alley. I
gotta
was like,
ask you
what
about
the
the
hell?
game, though. Are you supporting anyone? You know, rooting for anyone?
I gotta root for SEN, right? Gotta.
Right, you're Sen City. I want to ask you about the meta though, because you play a lot of Breach, right? So, what do you think of the current meta with the Breach? I mean, Taeho nerf, the little bit of a Breach nerf as well, and how the teams are playing.
I think the Teo nerf was definitely needed, for sure. Very overtuned agent. I will say I feel like the Breach nerf was not super necessary, but maybe I'm biased as a Breach player. That stun, that 2 seconds on the stun really hurts my soul a little bit.
Right, but I need you to do me a favor and hype up the crowd for the second half. So, ready? We're gonna say let's go. Okay, second half.
Let's go, guys!
Let's go!
Then
versus Paper X.
It's all happening here at the NKS
About the
Centre in
1-1,
Toronto.
the 1-0s, yeah,
Fencing
maybe.
have landed, and after a rocky start to the series, they look like they've stabilized. Time for your coin
Dude, that's
base
like the best thing
econ
about
report
Swiss,
here.
honestly.
Remember, this is a factor of
we
the
get a
damage you've
draw
done to
every
buy
2
and
days.
buy the credits you spent. So really about how much impact on the game you can have per credit.
A second bang up there, certainly, and that's even with
iMedia, thanks so much for the
buying
prime.
Outlaws,
Appreciate that.
dropping
Thank you,
them,
thank you.
Buying an op, still able to get so much value out of everything he was spending that cash on throughout the game, which is obviously also reflected in the score. SEN on the less favored side for Lotus, especially when we're looking at the comps we have of the old meta, which is back as the new meta.
They break Sentinels to break the record.
Just
Are they the 2 most popular
so,
teams?
So tough for
Yeah,
Wolves
they
to
must
come
be.
back on. Their attack side was
Chat, is
the favored one back
MIBR
on
more
Split.
popular than some of them?
Let's see if they have
Brazil
it in them
gets a
here.
lot of people
Spring has
watching.
been hitting, but the rest of the guys, they need to come to life.
Let's make them dance.
All right, folks, we are moments away from jumping into the second half of Lotus. And
EDG,
likewise,
yeah,
Sen,
but
the
for like
challenge
teams that are
finishes
there.
A 3-round attack side for Wolves. To the Pistols, where it begins for them, a huge
Who won?
comeback. Not unlike the one Sen had to undertake on Split.
Juicy had a tough time on attack. Unfortunately, was just sent in and isolated by so much of that utility. Was in unwinnable situations. Maybe here on defense is where he can turn it around. He was a star for the team on map
Got a
1.
Vice Sheriff.
Tentatively.
Not sure I would ever let my
Sen
Vice
is
by a
starting to
Sheriff.
approach here.
I think Fawns are so good on pistol.
Pass
And
box,
wall.
they've checked that. Baby door, of course, untouched. And in tree, Lysol is going to be waiting. Wolves may be looking for an opportunity to explode out from here, but they're going to have to make some noise in getting rid of the door.
Tree control taken, but now SEN looking towards Baby Door. Supern's able to stop them. What a
What
bouncer!
the? Looks like the Prowler killed him. Nah, I mean, that was a nice little crunch.
Sheriff in hand. And a heck of a job to do.
Okay, show me why you get the Sheriff. Let's see it.
There.
30 seconds left.
All of the Sentinel players just kind of clumped up, playing by the orb, trying to get towards Baby Door. The exact start that Wolves needed, unless Zelsis with this Sheriff can go off, but that's just not going to happen. He doesn't have the time. There's simply no way. Wolves getting back into the game here on defense. Let's see if they can try to go on a similar run.
Juicy with the grenade out there. Zelsis hoping for a little bit to be offered up.
Okay.
It's not to be.
2-2 on pistols. Chat, any believers, you got to speak up right now because
the board here in this second half.
I'm not having any of this. Wait for it to get to a certain score.
At the end of that first half.
Yeah, Blob was the first one to say yeah.
Nice
Blob gets full praise if they somehow win this.
Pushes out to try and take more. Is punished for it, but the damage is already done.
And then you just have Juicy on the cross from sight. Just a beautiful setup. Simple, highly effective from Wolves. And they are going to fully invest off.
Second gets the solo Bucky. Teams have been experimenting a little bit with like solo stingers and stuff like that. Solo Bucky over towards B, I don't mind it at all.
Perhaps to upper, maybe with a dark cover to get him in there.
I'm getting deja vu.
And Molly completely wrecked everything. Pivot over towards C, they get early info with the... He's still got a satchel? Yeah, he's still got that. Nice shot. Still got double satchel.
John does actually recover that Bucky. Maybe he can have a better fare with it. Why are you holding the cross? Here come the swings from Wolves.
Not a lot to write home about in this round. Solid stuff from Wolves. Why you? Just waited off the now, and John says, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, they say. What do I have here?
Well,
he got him.
He gets his. Unfortunately, that is just with the Marshall down.
No Marshall fee.
They'll take what they can get with the Bucky investment, which does end up being a little bit awkward.
Who takes the hit now?
Second is just going to have to buy up into a stinger.
Someone's dropping.
Rounds, I will say, for Wolves on defense.
Someone's dropping
Fundamentals
Zekken.
are just looking good.
Either someone's dropping Zekken or they're getting another
together.
shotgun and gun B.
Fight to SEN as a unit.
Yeah, good defensive util over at B that sort of diverts Sentinels to the C extremity. And now the pleasantries have been exchanged. They mostly buy here for SEN. There's a C's attempt over towards Rubble, but nobody for Sentinels is in attendance. They're pretty quickly heading to C, but there's definitely some util that needs to be cleared out.
Yeah, and like I mentioned before, so important to just try to get your orbs over to your raise if you can.
Yeah, it's nice early info though.
Showstoppers as possible when you're on this attack side. SEN want to get into this C site perhaps.
Full prod over towards there. Okay, wall on the attack goes down over towards B to see if they're going to re-clear this. Once they create pressure over towards A, it's going to be super strong. Super strong. Would you meow for a hill from Pansy playing Sage? Or would you tank the damage and continue the round 1 HP? Mate, Pansy's not making me meow for a hill. Pansy's an old school gamer. You just heal me. I don't know what 2025 stuff's going down these days, but she would play to win. She wouldn't ask anyone to meow. Don't know what some weird stuff is these days. You didn't even know it was an option? Oh boy, okay, well.
Now takes this opportunity to get some bead control that can pinch on the wall.
I wouldn't get it. I do. It sounds like I don't want to get it, to be honest.
With that retake wall thrown up. Now SEN bouncing over towards B, but Juicy's going to be waiting for them. That paint shell doesn't do too much to dissuade him. Paranoia, though, could be a problem for the Rays. Juicy on the corner. Can't really see him banging. It's
oh my goodness.
Shooting. Effective enough, though, for Sentinels.
Nere was just so patient on that lurk.
Gotta consider some things, yeah.
Time gets the free kill spring. Jump off from Zeki, gets out of the way to Satchel to win the duel.
What is this rounds, man? Damage is looking alright. Imagine they get 2 more between them. Imagine he gets 2 more between them. 1? Yeah, it did alright. It's actually alright damage. This is the round.
Converting that first rifle round here on this attack side.
Nice fast trades from Zelsis to clear things out. Juicy was
Meow? Dude, we never had Meowers in CS, man. I don't know what Valorant stuns
Perfect
people,
timing,
but
though, to swing out, get the opening pick towards Rubble. But eventually from that
the first time I've been
position,
missing CS when you guys are asking this question.
feel the walls closing in on him. You're just too susceptible to any utility coming through.
Sorry. I got you though. I like that. I like that from you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now heading
Hey, it's a
into
great
what will be
timeout.
the first
It
full
is
buy
the round.
for
This is the
Wolves.
round.
Coach Fade going to call that second timeout in the game. Crucial. Down 10-5. Must win. This is the game on the line, not just the round. This would be SEN getting to match points.
Thought that was an attack side round from SEN that showcased some pretty good macro fundamentals for Lotus. Getting up on that C side, getting the orb, forcing out some of that killjoy util, bounce over to A, see what you can tease out there. Start to pressure the player in Baby Door and eventually execute B pretty cleanly, all things considered. Wolves gave them a lot of map to play with, to be fair. And maybe that's the call. Maybe it's about being a little bit more proactive on one or both extremities here. Looking to take maybe an early Rubble fight. They've got a full bike here, our team from China.
Listen, so far, you still have to give them a lot of credit. They have defied expectations coming into
Would you
this.
say the slug next to me
Going
is
up against
basically
the
making me a
hungry Sentinels who
VTuber?
are
No, but
trying
when
to
this guy replaces my
bounce
head,
back
that's when I'm the VTuber.
from
And we're not far off
disappointing
it.
showing at Bangkok this year, going out, losing
Give me a
13 to
couple of
1
weeks.
to Liquid. They want to start off strong with a clean 2-0 against a Wolves team that are just trying to make themselves known on the international stage for the first time. We didn't even think they'd be here.
And once again, this early action, one out by Spring.
Nice kill, dudes. Okay, come on.
Always happy to just
Let's-
take a
let's get a
1
bit of
versus
energy
1
here.
Spring.
Give me a bit of belief.
SEN are
I want a closer
highly
game.
committed to this season. Yeah, that smoke towards Waterfall says they're coming again. Why US the stopping power? Just punish the Zekin
Early
mid-flight.
shut down, dude. They tried to just force
All
him
of a
to
sudden,
see.
the options are limited
Oh,
for
and
SEN.
the straight up spam through.
And it's just some
And a
spray
double
through
hold
after
here as well. Wait, we're going to get
Door
no
gets
damage on the attack
activated.
side?
Knows where to put the crosshair. Juicy.
Okay.
Quick on the shot.
So a little recap of what's going on. 1, 2, 3, combine next round. So
That's a,
damage is
that's a
huge, yeah.
devastating round coming out of Wolves here. At C control, why are you basically locking it down himself? Look at the locations of SEN's deaths here. Failed B attempt. Why are you catching
No
the crossing
damage
second?
done.
Flawless
Can't get much better
round
than
here
that.
for Wolves.
Money's going to be
I bet,
pretty bad for SEN as well.
yeah, money is bad and Wolves get a lot of money.
Worth 2 here for Wolves. Look, that's just Spring so ready for, again, it's just that common Sentinel work position where you try to take a little timing peek. Spring too fast. Juicy too fast on that swing as well. They just shoot well in that round, but credit for isolating Zekin on that attempt to satchel in. Now we've got Kaplan going to call the timeout here. As Wolves are trying to make a little
Sure,
go
make sure it
at
doesn't get out of control.
Yeah, I mean, so
Rounds in
far,
the second half, not too bad for them.
SEN able to convert their first gun round, take 3 rifles out of it.
Why is
After that
Narray
sort of,
always
you know,
eating? I
bias
imagine
of
he's chewing,
Bucky,
dude. He's not
the
actually just got an
anti-eco.
endless supply of
Zekin had to make
food.
do with a stinger. It worked
There's
out.
like studies that chewing
blame
gum
them
helps
for
you
those sort of-
concentrate more.
That last round far less elaborate in terms of how they worked the map. They lost a player very early in B main and ended up just having all
I
of
think
their
Wolves
eggs
can
in that
convert.
C-side
I'm not a
basket.
believer, to be honest.
They got flattened by YU.
Am I sure? I mean,
Headshot straight out of midair. So
I've been
perhaps
told that, and I'm kind of just
call for
believing what
Kaplan,
people
let's
tell
slow
me.
it
I haven't
down,
actually
maybe
seen the
make use
studies,
of
so
this
I'm
map,
not
work it a
100%
little
sure,
bit
but otherwise there's a
Make
lot
use
of
that Viper wall we
a lot
used
of
to
lies
have.
in the world.
Yeah, going to have to ensure that they're able to draw out a fair amount of that utility before they're actually getting in for the executes. There's sort of a light commitment too. Like you can't have Bing.
We get a wagon for
cross in a
Wolves, like the
situation
Paper X
that.
train. May
They
you've
did
got
that
to
round
speak to
15.
TMV for that
They
one.
drew out a lot of util early before ending B.
I'm not putting myself out for that one.
So the concept of a plan is there for Sentinels. Let's see how they put it together now. Round number 17, folks. You still with us, Toronto? That's what I thought.
All right.
Dude, I had like one person in the crowd
Sentinels
there.
on the eco round here.
One guy's like, yeah.
Just a stinger for Bang and a full effort to try and get out towards Rubble. Viper utility up to make the cross. Mysore again here defending. It's been a tough going for him on the map so far. Wolves would love for him to begin to heat up. Maybe he can get some confidence kills on the anti-eco. just to get things
Okay,
rolling.
re-clear over towards C as well. 4 info, they can get the heavy rotate on the go. There is a ward at the moment where Sentinels actually, with the lower guns, not looking too bad. Yeah, dude, they'll take this. It's nice with the guns to get over towards site here. Narrate with the plant does have his ult. I don't think he's going to use it until they get the kills though. Horns goes down, good shot.
Buys a lot more space. Oh, okay. Zekin, oh, he disrespects the snake bite. Brings able to deal with him. Little high-low set up now from the defenders as they try and get back in here.
What was this molly? Is this a set molly? It's really nice.
A big ping though off
Was
that
it
hole,
team
apparently.
molly?
Super's able to reveal much of the defenders, and now Lysol wants to step up, have a crack at it too. It's only down to YU.
God, how is this a 1v1?
YU so little to work with in terms of teammates. Tara could be deployed, but in a 1 versus 1, he's got a face.
Oh.
Zelsis down.
Jesus. Man, I always get so worried when people play retake against ecos.
All things considered, pretty solid round for Sentinels, but Wolves rack up another.
A lot of damage done. I do like how Sentinels were able to play that. Getting proactive, fighting towards heaven. They back off, absorb a little utility, try to repost, keep fighting. They were not slowing down with their effort to apply pressure to Wolves. Results in a lot of damage done. Now here comes the very crucial buy round for them. They're going up against the Wolves that have multiple high-impact ultimates to play with here.
Lid's definitely kept
There. I mean, Zelsis could play time for sure. It's just the fact that he's kind of like already committed to the swing in his head.
Banging with that TP across to rubble now.
Okay, gotta use the ults on this one. Dude, they got
Wolves
great
really no
ults.
desire to go for these hard fights towards A. They've been giving it up, letting Lysor just spot for the information. Late SEN, they're slowing things down. They're cutting noise completely, pressing up towards this site. I mean, Lysor could be in some serious danger.
Mate, Lysol's in trouble. Okay, Killjoy ult, so two versions of this. You either go here for the Killjoy or you go here. And this one you need pretty much all of this map control. So you'd imagine they're just going to try heavy force over towards backside and use the ult here. What the hell is this Omen flash?
Of course, the temptation's going to be here for Sentinels to push off this site wire, but it's a dangerous proposition.
What was that for?
A lockdown could be an issue.
He gets that Steel Garden activated here, by the way. This is going to connect onto
Yellow
everyone
card?
if he rips it right now.
My guy will do it for you, for us.
The timing for it. Why are you trying to step out of it?
I think
Yellow
they
card
mostly
out.
got out of the way there, actually.
Like
Their time is dwindling, though. They're going to have to recommit quickly. Great
Ooh,
opener
nice
from
kill.
Spring.
Hey, and that's cleared here though, but John can win this. John can win this.
And here comes Juicy. Showstopper at the ready, but he
Dude, this
can't get in.
Tether.
Finally,
Oh my god, in the face, bro. What the hell? Dude, John played this so well, though.
TP cancelled.
They all had to get off the site, but the spike is still planted for them, and there's just not enough time for Lysor. He's forced to retreat.
I mean, they got a lot of kills here. It's just the fact that John had full safety around the wall.
There had the spike planted for them. Steel Garden, sure, it doesn't get the connections, but it just ends up wasting so much time. And that means Wolves waste the showstopper, waste the lockdown, all for naught. SEN on 11, creeping closer to the map win.
That was cool.
Juicy looked like he got seized as he was trying to come in with that showstopper, but still converted it for a kill.
This, yeah, the retake was a little rough here. It's like the end game stuff for them, right? Retakes look a little rough. After plants look a little rough. Could reset them though. Could reset them. If they lose this, it's just done. The Omen flash for the retake, yeah, that would have been nice. He really just sent it early.
Push up though towards Mound by Juicy means that he knows this is a bit of a fake. Now SEN are going to drift back in that direction. B main held 3 players at B for Wolves in general, so SEN make a good call here, heading to a pretty lightly held seaside.
Second gets the showstopper with a collection of that orb. Is he going to try to send it in? It's bang, teleport on the cross to break the crosshairs.
Awkward for Johnny.
Nicely done, good nade as well. Might get an extra one.
Steps up only for 1. It's 3 for Wolves' raise. Now the momentum out of SEN's court. Second can still go for this though.
Oh, that would just be so high risk. Certainly doesn't want to waste it.
Nah, doesn't need to do that.
That being said, though, this is a pivotal
if anything, they just have to save the guns, to be honest with you.
First, bring it into a 2v3, then you can use it. But in the 2 versus 4, you're just not going to
I think the call just got made.
Waste it.
I saw Narrate. I saw Narrate's reaction. I'm pretty sure the call to save game ends.
They've kept them in that danger zone
He was not happy with it.
Just 20 seconds left. They're going to opt to save these 2 rifles, bring them into the next.
Narrate. Pretty big series for him. I mean, Zekken came on your show and sort of said he had full belief in Narrate to turn up when it mattered.
You see, I
And he
think
just needed
his first original
breakout
nade
game
was
to
good
really
as
show
well,
what he's
right?
capable of. There's a sense that he's still got more to show on this team.
He's been having a quality series here. Yeah, I really don't think he's even reached his peak with Sentinels yet.
They can force into this. One person's going to have to
He
take a
does have
hit.
more to
Obviously, they'll
show.
get the
He can
1,000
even
for
kick
this, so
things
this can
into
be a drop.
higher gear.
And then I guess John or
Wolves
Solstice
round picked
takes
up.
the hit.
Do not want to take the gambit with 2 guns left. Great little 3-piece for Juicy here on scene.
This is another situation
Rage
where
Util was great, huh?
you're seeing what Wolves are driving with. That is
That's
putting back
stronghold.
in, It's good fundamentals, swinging together, taking the fights together, and they're finding the kills in the Sentinels' transitional moments where they're trying to still scale deeper, get into the site.
Their fears
All right,
betray
Sen,
them.
because of those 2 safe
Sentinels?
guns, they are going to be able to
Yeah,
get
they look alright.
near
look
full
alright.
buy. Celsius does
I think
have
Wolves are
the
looking a
stinger.
little better than I thought they were
Okay,
going
they
to
got
look.
Juicy at 8 this time. Looks like Wolves are ready for a bit
But I agree
more
with you
of
at
a
the
run rate.
moment. If I was like,
Wow, this is
if I
where
got
it can draw a
Sentinels
lot
in
of
the
attention.
1-0,
Brings out the
I'd be
Nightfall.
feeling
The rest of
alright.
Sentinels will be able to get into this B site unless Spring tries to slow them down.
Too slow in a baby door here for Wolves. Spring's able to find one anchored in on the site. Sentinels forced away by their Viper util.
It's
a
just
good
that
pivot
Molly on
over
the ground
towards
that
C on
once
this one.
again
There's a
isolates
molly
second
back at
in the
sight.
site and evens
Can they
things
get a
up.
plan
Even
without
this
losing
pivot to
anyone?
C slowed down on account of another Molly bot. Wolves won't fully be in position to get in just yet. Hoping to spam through. Bang getting on low HP, but the Viper's pit will just further obscure the view from Waterfall.
Spike passed along to
Yeah,
Zelsis by the looks.
why? It doesn't matter too much.
And now a bit of a
Just
another
HP
coming
thing,
from
maybe?
Sentinels, but you have to imagine they're staying here because of the Viper's pit. Zelsis here with an Arc Rose to set up, and this is going to be a tough retake for Wolves at the best of times. They can't even counter pit this, Wyatt.
Spike planted.
Spike is going to be planted, getting through this pit. A nightmare, but at the very least, when Sufat
Really
does
hard
make his way
retake.
over, look at the concern right now from Wolves about a flank towards B. They're doubling up for that. Oh, and it's just wasting time. Juicy can't win a
Yeah.
crucial duel.
And he can't
I don't know
double
what
up
they
with
do
anyone
now.
from Waterfall because of that pit. He's solo in that position.
The round is slipping away. Prowler needs to be used to spot someone out, hoping to get some spam through the pit.
Oh, 1 by 1, White, they set up and they're fed to the wood chipper. I think at this point, Sufat realizes there's no point forcing the issue any further. Lysol caught out, both guns stripped away
Okay,
from
4
Wolves.
goes at it.
With an economy still to be able to buy, that is a devastating round to drop to Sen.
1 round away, Sentinels from taking their first match here after struggling at Bangkok, going 0 for 2, sent home early. You could feel the frustration from them, the way they were speaking about that tournament. Zekken speaking about their failures to adapt as a team, to play together in the way that they needed to, and they've bounced back.
Marshall has decided to win the round.
For this final round 2, they're going to have significant ultimates to
Yeah, they got
close
grey ults
things
to finish
out.
this one as
Wolves have
well.
got their full
They
buy.
take over towards A. Oh
Stay in the
man, Lysol's
game.
in
Nightfall
trouble.
ripped immediately
Good
onto
TP.
Lysol. So much pressure towards his way.
Ooh,
Zekken
it's a
wants to
good.
get up here with this
Wait.
showstopper. That's a deep rocket sent
Oh, he
towards
went with a snipe with that.
That was John's
No
molly.
catch though, Sufat respects it. Things slow down a little bit though, Sen have not left rubble. But they can still pull out. We've seen this before, bouncing over to another site after some early action here.
Well, Wolves will be more than happy that both ults are gone within the first 20 seconds and did not do a damn thing for Sen. They don't even really have much control of rubble. Juicy is pushed up towards box, has Spring on stairs ready to swing off when John is just trying to keep them distracted, keep them on this site.
That's an extra 5 to 8 seconds in which Wolves do think something's happening at A, even if John doesn't have any follow-up. That means it will be YU again that has to anchor this C-side alone.
At this point, though, they're not believing it. Spring is getting over to the C site right now and will be able to help YU on account of the delay from the mollies.
Ah,
Viper's pin
they're
down, drawn
ruined,
out
man.
on
They
the
can't get free
C-side. It's going to be a
chokes.
tough ask to expect Sen to go there, so we're bouncing back. Time is getting short. 30 seconds left
It's
in the
gonna
round.
be real
The
late
Vanguard
for this A
appears to
pivot,
be
but if they
Zelsis
go
at
door
B.
heavy, they're fine. Ooh,
He came back on
Spike
the menu.
goes B. There's 2 people here.
Looks like it. This
Still
is a
down to
very
Juicy,
late
really.
pivot. They want to actually go into a B split. Threaten an A hit second. Opens
It's
up.
working.
Oh my god, it
They're
worked
going
so
away for the
well.
B
That
side,
kill
and
just
they
changed
get the drop on
everything.
Juicy. The 1 pick at A draws the defenders off the B side, and now it's pandemonium from Wolves trying to get back in.
Ooh.
Lysol with a double. Zekken and bang full well away side.
Player stand.
Now
No
Zelsis
way.
out of the game. John clutching for the series. Spring and Lysol doubled up. Spray through smoke is wild. It's wayward, and Spring gets it to half. Now off of it. Looking to team up with Lysol here, and John has very little to look at. Somehow finds Rings, and he doubles down! The mastermind!
Hey, nicely done though.
Last
Hey,
the
Wolves
flag
did way
for
better than I
Americans here in
thought.
Toronto.
Yeah, way better than I thought.
Clutching up the game as Sentinels walk away with the 2-0.
What a final round from Sen's IGL, John. Beautiful calling into that pivot.